Stand up like an adult.
Shut up. What an thing to say to me.
Judge, I think you missed a sentencing on count 6.
Oh, I'm sorry. Count 6 is criminal impersonation. That's also consecutive. That's 15 months to the Department of Corrections.
Hey, Tina! Hey, Tina, you left some time. Hey, shout out to all of the subscribers and members here on the channel. Don't forget to like the video. My name is Reese Waters, and I'm troubled. As much as I hate to be the bearer of bad news, they talking about letting out Big Tina, y'all. Yeah, Y'all know Big Tina? Big Tina from Cell Block D. They talking about letting out Big Tina. Now, for those of you who don't know, and I know y'all remember Big Tina, Tina Peters, the former Mesa County clerk who's in a Colorado prison for her role in tampering with election equipment. Peters was the Republican clerk of the Western Colorado County during the 2020 election. She was found guilty by a grand jury on 7 charges related to election integrity, including 3 counts of attempting to influence a public official. She was sentenced to 9 years in prison last October. And if you recall, I made a video when she was sentenced because, we had to say a little bit something about somebody who was talking that big stuff before sentencing. You remember how she was talking before sentencing?
What do you think the chances are that you and or Donald Trump are in prison a year or 2 from now?
Well, I'll tell you, if I thought I was going to prison, I would probably be on the beach somewhere.
Yeah, she was out. She basically did the suburban hit 'em up. She did the suburban equivalent of Tupac's hit 'em up, like come and get me. Like she was a drill rapper, just putting all the evidence in her lyrics. Like, where those Ricos at? Where they at though? Where they at though? That's how she was talking. And then y'all remember when she got arrested?
Okay, no, Randy, put your cup down and turn around. Ma'am,
let go of me. You let go of me. Let go of me. Let go of me. Let go of me. No. Let go of me. It hurts. Let go of me. Give me my
you're not shit. Do you understand?
Stop it. No, let go of me. Yes, you are, Caleb. Give me my key to my car. Give me my key to my car. Give me my key to my car.
Came and got her right in the middle of brunch. You know what I mean? Now that's embarrassing right there. I guess that's how she was raised. I guess that's how she was raised. You know, because sometimes they infiltrate the community and you never know what's going on at home, whether there's a father there or anything like that. And I hear they just prone to criminality. You know, I hear they're just prone to criminality, you know, and sometimes, you know, they go to, maybe she goes to a good school. She learns how to talk the way that we talk in proper society. Not that she earned it. It was probably some type of DEI program because, you know, she came from money, you know what I mean? So probably, you know, who knows what money exchanged hands. It was probably a DEI program that got her into school and then she learned how to communicate the way that we communicate. But some stuff you just can't breed out of them. You know, you just can't. Why don't you comply, Tina? Why don't you comply?
Step
out my please.
Take my purse. All of this. You're hurting me. And I'm going to show all the bruises that you put on me.
So if you're not going to cooperate, you'll be charged for obstructing.
Let go of me.
Understand that.
You let go of me now.
No, ma'am.
You're bruising me. Let go.
Stop pulling against us.
I'm not pulling against you. Let go of me.
Stand up like an adult.
Shut up. What an thing to say to me.
So naturally, when the judge told Tina Peters all about herself, she reacted as if it was the very first time anybody ever had.
I'm very taken back by how awful I've been depicted when I was just trying to do my job. the people expected me to do. When I look at the people that have spoken here today and asking for harsh sentences, I'm just appalled.
Those folks didn't have 4 lawyers representing them. They didn't have a team of assistants helping them. They're not getting rides in private jets all over the country. No, the people who sit in that chair suffer, generally speaking, immeasurable trauma in life, struggle mightily with alcohol abuse, substance abuse, mental health struggles, family loss. They come from broken homes. The cards they were dealt were never the cards that you were dealt, Ms. Peters. What you've done here and after. Your lies are well documented, and these convictions are serious. I'm convinced you would do it all over again if you could. You're as defiant as a defendant as this court has ever seen.
Now, I would just like to lament the fact that there was a whole lot of crying that was going on in right-wing circles about how these things were being used against her, about how her wealth and influence were being used against her. But what we're talking about are pleas that she made for leniency. She's making a plea for leniency when she has all of these things. You know, the same forum that you disavow anybody talking about how they actually were raised or their lack of access to any of the things that she has. Yet, she's here with those things asking for the leniency, and y'all believed it. And good luck explaining that without this. Good luck. Yeah. I'll look forward to you never getting to the bottom of that. Now, my favorite part of that whole thing with the judge, by the way, was when he forgot some of the charges. When he forgot some of the charge, he had to tack on some time on the end.
And trusted you when you asked them to do things that they did on your behalf. It's part of your lies. The expense, the toll is immeasurable. So putting you on probation when you have 0 needs that would be met by probation is the very definition of unduly depreciating the significance of what it is that you've done. The harm that you've caused our community and continue to cause. Community corrections is the same. So prison is the only place that duly meets the purposes of sentencing in this matter. Your sentence will be followed by 3 years of parole. You have 2 days of pre-sentence confinement credit. Anything I missed? Anything else we need to address?
Judge, I think you missed a sentencing on count 6.
Oh, I'm sorry. Count 6 is criminal impersonation. That's also consecutive. That's 15 months to the Department of Corrections.
Hey, Tina, you left some time. Come on back. You left some time under your chair. Yeah. I think it's whole time too, so you might want to get that. And who can forget her sob story about needing a special mattress?
It was important for someone to stand up, and I chose to do that. I have health problems that would not be treatable in the Department of Corrections. First of all, I need a magnetic mattress. I've been on that since 1995. I was in 2 rear-end collisions in 84 and 2010. It was pretty severe. I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia, I don't know if you can zoom in a little bit, and chronic fatigue as a result, and I had to stop working for the airlines in 1995. I was up all night because I was in bed all day. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't control these symptoms until I got, believe it or not, a magnetic mattress of which I still sleep on. I will not have that at the Department of Corrections.
Now, I said at the time that as much as everybody came with the jokes with the mattress appeal, I'm actually not mad at her for that, because if you can ask for it, why not? Like, if you all the worst they can say is say no. But upon the light of day, now I have some time to reflect on it. You really sat there and tried to appeal for leniency and better treatment in jail, and you didn't even give us no song. You know what I mean? You didn't even perform or nothing. I'm sorry for the things I've done, and I'm gonna be stronger In this life I know.
Hello there, Your Honor. I wanna say I'm sorry for the things I've done, and I try and be stronger in this life I chose. But I want you to know that door I closed. In Your Honor, I'm sorry, 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 sorry. To my mother, I'm sorry, 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 sorry. To the victim, I'm sorry, 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 sorry. Yes, Your Honor, I'm sorry, 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 sorry. Oh. Thank you, Your Honor.
You know, he kind of was ahead of his time, you know, because people going viral now because of their mugshot. So who knows what he would have been able to do in a different media environment. You know, I think he could have been a star, you know, from jail, naturally. Tina, you're not going to give us no type of, you can't hula hoop or dance. You don't got no clogs or nothing like that you can do to get less time. And by the way, I gotta be careful about this because I know my kids are going to watch this one day. I know they're going to watch it one day. And hey, what's this I hear about you acting up in class? Huh? This your third write-up you got in this month. Dad, I want to say that I'm sorry for the things I've done, and I'm going to be stronger. But naturally, now that we are several months into the world of the upside down, we get this from the actual president. Radical left Colorado Attorney General Phil Weiser ignored illegals committing violent crimes in his state and instead jailed Tina Peters, a 69-year-old Gold Star mother who worked to expose and document Democrat election fraud. Tina is an innocent political prisoner being horribly and unjustly punished in the form of cruel and unusual punishment. Now, I have to stop you right there because I would love, and this is going to the Black MAGAs and the Latinos for Trump, and generally the rank and file MAGAs without wealth, without Tina Peters' resources. I would like you to look into Tina Peters' jail experience. Just look into her jail experience there in Colorado. Now that people actually know who she is, and it would be, there'd be a big red flag if something untoward were to befall her in prison. We would know about it immediately. Yeah. So those of you without her resources and without the complexion for the protection, I want you to pay attention to Donald Trump saying that she's unjustly punished and it is cruel and unusual punishment, what she's going through. You know, the thing that y'all go through on a regular basis without any of her protections. But that is cruel and unusual. Yeah, good luck. I'll be waiting for y'all's TruthSocial post. I'm sure it's on its way. This is a communist persecution by the radical left Democrats to cover up their election crimes and misdeeds in 2020. The same Democrat Party that flies to El Salvador to free an MS-13 terrorist is cruelly imprisoning, perhaps for life, a grandmother whose brave and heroic son gave his life for America. Now, what's interesting about that is he's making two different points, talking about the Democrats and the fact that they've been doing this work to try and make sure that American citizens are not being deported and that everybody is afforded due process. And in doing so, talks about she's a Gold Star mother and his son gave his life for America. So we want to reference the fact that his son gave his life for America, fighting for the ideals and upholding the Constitution, like due process, that you are willingly trying to trample. Did I do it right? Did I get it? Colorado must end this unjust incarceration of an innocent American. I'm hereby directing the Department of Justice to take all necessary action to help secure the release of this hostage being held in a Colorado prison by the Democrats for political reasons. Free Tina Peters now. Now, again, this is another point where I'd like to bring in the rank and file MAGAs, those of you in the working class, really regardless of race or creed, but certainly the black MAGAs and the Latinos for Trump. So Tina Peters is a political prisoner. Do you think he thinks that way about y'all? Huh? You think he thinks that way about y'all? I'm just wondering. It's just a question. It's just a question. Now, he's directing the Department of Justice to take all necessary steps. Now, of course, we're talking about state charges that she is facing right now, but you are directing the Department of Justice, the federal justice arm, to get involved on state charges. So, where my states' rights people? Yeah, where my states' rights people? Yeah, go get them. Yeah, go get the militiamen with the Trump is God. Yeah, get the Trump is God with the don't tread on me. Yeah, go get him. You better talk to him. You better talk to him because, you know what I mean? If this continues, we're not going to be able to hear no more states' rights arguments from y'all. Yeah. And yes, that goes all the way back to the Civil War. You're gonna have to come up all that paraphernalia. Yeah, I'm sorry to be the one to tell you this.
Why is this lady so important to the president?
Because he wants to rewrite history, right? So Tina Peters was the first person in the nation who compromised her own voting equipment to try to prove his big lie. She was convicted and sentenced by a jury of her peers in a conservative part of the state to 9 years of incarceration. But Trump is dead set on trying to pardon his political allies. He can't do that in this case because it was a state prosecution. And so he's weaponizing the DOJ to try to get his way. We're not going to let him do that. And we need to make sure that he's not allowed to rewrite American history with his lies.
Now, a couple things to point out. One being the fact that this happened in a conservative part of the state, which is something that always gets ignored. God forbid we let facts get in the way of a good TruthSocial post. You know, the radical left prosecution of Tina Peters. Right. So we got that. Not unlike all of those Republican operatives and officials and ex-cabinet members who testified against Trump. But that was a left witch hunt. Got it. Okay, so this happened in a conservative part of the state, number one. Number two, let's all, once again, just accept and acknowledge the mindset of a man who sits in the White House making executive decisions that affect us all, that cannot grapple with an election loss that happened 5 years ago and is continuing to use his time, energy, and the good name of our federal agencies to try and rewrite history. Let's not let that go unnoticed. And Democrats, don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere. Now get Biden, get Kamala, everybody. No, let me holler at you. Help me with something. How is it that Trump has this much energy for re-legislating the 2020 election 5 years after the fact when he's sitting in the White House dealing with a trade war and stripping DEI policy and signal chat? Like, he has other stuff to worry. He's spending his time on the 2020. He got this much energy for re-prosecuting the 2020 election. But y'all had no energy for auditing the 2024 election immediately after the fact, with the prospect of putting this knucklehead back in charge. Help me. Somebody tell me something. Somebody tell me something, please.
It comes on the heels of Enrique Tarrio, leader of the Proud Boys, having dined at Mar-a-Lago, then sending out a message to all the J6ers saying the president loves you. It feels clear to me this isn't just about relitigating what has already happened. This is about creating a permission structure for folks who might want to mess with American elections in the future.
Okay, now the first thing I got to point out, did Enrique Tarrio get permission from the church to go down there? I don't know that they gave him, they didn't give him permission. The church that owns the Proud Boys now, they didn't give him permission to go down there and dine at Mar-a-Lago. In fact, he missed choir rehearsal. He's supposed to be singing in a choir this Sunday, okay? He missed choir rehearsal to go down there at Mar-a-Lago. That's not going to work for us. No, you going to stay, you got to go with the altos now. You go with the alto. You lost your tenor spot. Going dining at Mar-a-Lago. Now, to her point about the messages that are being sent, that is as clear as a Pete Hegseth wayward text. That much is clear. We saw it with the pardon of the J6ers. You know, those of them that didn't get immediately rearrested, but we saw the message with the pardoning of the J6ers. We have seen it with the settlement that was just given to Ashley Babbitt's family. And yes, don't think that won't be addressed right here on this platform. It absolutely will. And by the way, I hope you're also paying attention. Black Maga. Yeah, I hope you're paying attention. Yeah, Ashley, 30 million. 30 million. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. And we've even seen it, even not things that aren't overtly political, but even when they floated out the pardon of Derek Chauvin now, that ended up falling by the wayside because they ran in the way of it, being state charges, not unlike this Tina Peters issue. But I wonder what makes this one different.
Yeah, look, I think that Donald Trump is hoping to build an extra legal, outside the legal system, a coalition. One could call it a gang. one could call it a militia. One could call it a cult, whatever it is. But he wants to build this cadre of people who are loyal to him and who will carry out his agenda when it comes to undermining free and fair elections. And, I think the secretary, as she knows, the Department of Justice right now is withdrawing its support from case after case after case around this country when it comes to voting rights. They are standing down in protecting the right to vote. They are flipping against black voters and other minority voters in these cases. Meanwhile, the Department of Justice has already filed in federal court in Colorado what's called a statement of interest to say that the Department of Justice, have an interest in this frankly state prosecution, which would, as you say, normally go through the state court system, and if there were appeals of the sentence, they'd go through the state courts.
So just to clarify and drill down a little bit, because I think the whole state-federal judicial piece gets muddied for the public, and they don't know the limits that are in the Constitution on that, in that regard. So with respect to the fact that she was convicted under state law, right, the President of the United States, the Department of Justice, or any other federal agency cannot just come in and direct you or the governor or the courts there to undo what they did. What then are they absolutely trying to do besides they're bullying the system with their rhetoric? Is there anything they can do federally to gum up the works that makes it more difficult for you to stand on the ground that you're currently standing?
Well, they're trying, right? The U.S. Constitution is supreme. And if all the state remedies were exhausted and there was an actual constitutional problem, maybe they would have a leg to stand on. That's not this case. So there is no constitutional impairment by what happened at the state level that the feds can then come and say, well, we need to fix that. Well, I'm sure they're going to argue that, right? Okay. Trump tweeted out her sentencing was abridged the Constitution.
Are you sure he meant the Constitution? Because we saw his understanding of the Declaration of Independence. So,
of course, you have the Declaration of Independence.
What does it mean to you?
Well, it means exactly what it says. It's a declaration. It's a declaration of unity and love respect, and it means a lot, and it's something very special to our country.
You know, maybe he meant one of the 2 Corinthians. Maybe that's what he meant.
2 Corinthians, right? 2 Corinthians 3:17. That's the whole ball game.
By the way, he also targeted the.
That's it.
Trump, did she tamper with the machines or didn't she?
He lies through his teeth,
Okay.
right?
Okay,
So
there we
he's
go.
trying to undermine the system, rewrite history. But on top of that, I think it's noteworthy to underline, he also named the sitting attorney general by name. He does that on purpose. He creates targets. He just needs to put out on social media someone's name. I've been on the receiving end of this. You get threatened, you get swatted, you get a whole host of things. He is trying to intimidate people willing to stand up to MAGA extremism. And I think Democrats, we need to stand strong. We need to stand up to their unlawful actions and then win in 26 to stop this MAGA movement.
Now, I wonder if the Attorney General is going to stand on business here. You know what I mean? I wonder, where's the Attorney General with all of this?
I reached out to the Attorney General, and in a statement that was sent back to us today, he says Tina Peters is in prison because of her own actions. A grand jury indicted her, and a trial jury found her guilty of breaking Colorado's criminal laws. He goes on to say no one is above the law.
Hey, get this message to Big Tina. Get this message. She not receiving mail. Send her a kite. Anybody got a kite? Yeah, send her a kite and just throw it underneath the door of the thing. Just so she knows, you know what I mean, that the Attorney General is standing on business. Oh, you got a statement from her?
I'm probably going to have to go to the hole for 30 days because I'm not going back into that kitchen. And then when I go to the hole for 30 days and they take away my tablet and they do all these things to punish me, then I talked to one girl and we're going to put me back in the kitchen again.
Wait a minute. She willing to go to the hole just because she don't want to be in the kitchen? She thought they had room service on the. I'm just trying to figure out. She thought the security office was serving drinks or something like that. And you got a tablet? You shouldn't have put that in your message. No, you shouldn't have no, because the rank and file mag is not going to like that. The rank and file mag, that don't. Hey, Tina, keep that one. Keep that one. Oh, you got another one?
Elon Musk is now the Department of Government Efficiency. If you had a message for Elon Musk, what would that message be?
Elon, I'm asking you to get all of your brilliant scientists and engineers to look at the reports, the Mesa County report 1, 2, and 3, and to get a hold of the images that I did of the election servers so that you can come out and talk about it. The proof that we have that they have 36 wireless devices and that we proved, and also 29,000 election records that were erased. But even more shocking is that there's software in there that is capable of flipping votes and creating 2 databases that actually change the voters' intent. So you have brilliant people, you're an amazing man, and I really do believe that the people will listen to you if you would just talk to them about what we found, the proof that we found.
See, that's what happens when you go to jail. You lose touch with reality. You lose all touch with reality. We see it all the time. You know, people come out in Gilbert Arenas throwback jerseys, and they walking around, big white tees. You remember the dude in the movie I'm Gonna Get You Sucker, who came out with the goldfish in his boot. You know what I mean? Like they out of touch. They don't know how to use phones and nothing like that, And she ain't even been in that long. She ain't even been in that long, and she's still under the impression people listening to Elon Musk. So, you know what I mean? Like that's sad. That's sad to see right there. But that being the case, I would like to still forward her message. Yeah, forward that message to Elon Musk. Hey, Elon, because she apparently doesn't know about all the irregularities and all of the curiosity that still exists about 2024. So, hey, Elon, hey, Tina Peters wants you to start auditing these elections. Yeah, she wants you to intensify the spotlight you putting on these election audits. That came from her. That came from her. She on the Love After Lockup phone. Now I know that background. That's the Love After Lockup phone. I don't know who she talking to, but I'm sure we're gonna see it on the We Network. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Now, I know how much y'all like to jump in and out, but don't forget to subscribe to the page because I know a lot of you guys aren't subscribed. And another way to get the word out is to like the video.
Words can express the way I feel for you.
And yes, that includes those of you watching on television, although I recognize that might require a phone. And when you grab that phone, if you haven't already taken advantage of the discount that is still available, being as we're in the first month of our Patreon membership option, which is another option for those of you who want some of the extra content, some of the early access to the videos or the archives, all of that is available on the Patreon. And this is an excellent time because the first weekly newsletter, which is being offered as a part of that package, goes out this very week. So I'll see you guys over there in the community chat. And there hasn't been a single time that I've gone on that community chat and I haven't seen my girl Deshauna. So imagine my excitement when she sent me this. Oh, I absolutely love to see it. They threw the gauntlet down, Dank. I put up that picture of Dank and now all of a sudden they coming for you. And not to be outdone, City Dawn sent me this one. I am so very appreciative of this kind of support. You can find all that you see and a whole lot more merch on my website, reesewaters.com. And once again, thank you guys for showing so much love.